Let's see what is homeostasis. So today we are going to see what is homeostasis. Homeostasis is understanding how the body maintains a stable internal environment through thermoregulation, osmoregulation and hormonal regulation. So maintaining internal environment with the external conditions. So what can be thermoregulation? For example, maintaining temperature. Osmoregulation, which means maintaining water level. And hormonal regulation, which means maintaining hormones or hormonal regulations. Okay, so let's move on to next and see what is there. Okay, so maintaining internal environment. When we are saying maintaining internal environment, homeostasis is the maintenance of a constant internal environment. So keeping the constant internal environment in the body. This is vital for cells and enzyme to function properly despite changes in external condition. Even though the external condition will change, but homeostasis will try to maintain the internal environment. Okay, and this is very important for the cells and enzymes to function properly. Even though the external condition will be changed, but still homeostasis maintained. Okay, let's see here. There are three things we can see: the body temperature control, water balance regulation, and chemical balance maintenance. So the first thing is body temperature control. So our normal body temperature is, as we all know, 37 degrees Celsius. So keeping core body temperature around 37 degrees Celsius ensure enzyme works at their optimum rate for metabolic reaction. Let's see the second one, water balance regulation. So controlling water content. So amount of water what you drink and then amount of water what we excrete, whether it can be in the form of urine or it can be in the form of excretion like feces or maybe sweat. And the last one is chemical balance. Regulating blood glucose and other chemical provides a stable condition for cells and carry out life processes. Okay, so this is about the homeostasis. By now, you should be able to know what is homeostasis. Okay, let's see the next one, which is called as thermoregulation. Now, what is thermoregulation is simple. The first word thermo, which means temperature. Regulation, which means control, maintain. So thermoregulation, maintaining constant temperature or maintaining the constant 37 degrees Celsius temperature so that the enzyme will work best at that particular temperature. Let's see the first one. Enzyme work best at 37 degrees Celsius. Too hot or cold cause enzyme to denature. Now what is denature? Is enzyme will not work or work too slowly or takes long time, affecting vital reaction. The next one. Okay, next one is temperature monitoring. The thermoregulation centers in the brain detects blood pressure changes and coordinates the body response. And the last one here, the skin role. The skin acts as an effector organ using mechanism like sweating and blood flow changes to regulate heat loss. Okay, let's move on to the next. So the next one is cooling down mechanism. Now what is cooling down mechanism? Cooling down mechanism, what happens when the body temperature rises? So when the body temperature rises, the homeostasis try to maintain the temperature and will going to cool down the temperature, which means temperature rise detected. So first the temperature rise will going to detect that there is a high temperature, right? So there will be thermoreceptor. Now these receptor, as you can see here, these receptor, they will detect the change, and then thermoreceptor detect blood temperature that it is too high, and this thermoreceptor will going to send the signal to the brain. So thermoregulatory center receive this information. Now what will going to happen if the thermoregulator will going to receive these information? It will then going to pass and will going to say, okay, we need to take action, and then sweating increase. So sweat gland produce more sweat as sweat evaporates. As sweat evaporates from skin surfaces, it remove heat energy, cooling the body. Next one, vasodilation. Now what is vasodilation? Vaso, which means blood vessels. Dilation, which means dilates. Okay, which means increase the size. So blood vessels near the skin surface dilates, which means widen. More blood flow near the surface, increasing heat loss by radiation. This process is called vasodilation. And the last one is temperature returns to normal. This combined responses lower body temperature back to 37 degrees Celsius. This is negative feedback in action. So you can see there was temperature high, now it will going to maintain. So this will be the negative feedback. Okay, let's move on to next one, warming up mechanism. So we have just seen one of the mechanism where we were going to cool down. Now this is warming up mechanism. So thermoreceptor will going to detect blood temperature is too low. It will then going to send a message to your thermoregulatory center, which will then going to start coordinating. Will going to coordinate and warming response. Now vasoconstriction. In the previous one we saw vasodilation, so dilates. Now here there will be vasoconstriction. Blood vessels near the skin surface constrict. Less blood flow near the surface, reducing heat loss by radiation. What will going to happen? Shivering will going to start. Shivering begins as muscle contract rapidly. This increases the rate of respiration in muscle cells and releasing more and more heat. And at the last, temperature returns to normal. This warming mechanism raises body temperature back to 37 degrees Celsius temperature. So see, it's going back again 37 degrees Celsius, which means maintaining the constant body temperature. And again, this is a negative feedback. Thank you very much.